I'm Julia.
Hi, I'm Ivory.
Welcome to From Calculus to Cakes.
On last week's episode, we taught the AB students about pie and how to make it.
Today, for the BC kids, we're going to try something a little more difficult and learn how to make a tie-dye cake.
Let's get started.
Here are all the ingredients you'll need to make a tie-dye cake. Before we get started, we need to find out what pan will give us the most cake. The volume of the cylindrical pan isn't calculus. That'll be easy. Now we want to see if the cylindrical pan will minimize the surface area so that we will have enough frosting for the cake. We found out in the last problem that the volume of the batter is 2,553 milliliters. Then we optimize the problem.
Maybe next week I'm gonna meet ya. I'll meet ya. I will drive past your house.
On the sign line, it goes from negative to positive. That's why we know that it's neutral. Now we can preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Now we add the flour, baking soda, and baking powder, and salt. To find out how fast the butter is melting after 30 seconds, we get to use related rates. Here's the given information.
I'm gonna find ya. I'm gonna get you one way or another. I'm gonna win ya. I'll get ya one way or another. I'm gonna see ya.
We better turn up the heat of the stove because the butter's melting pretty slow. Now we can add in the butter, white sugar, and brown sugar. Then we'll whisk it. Finally, we add the vanilla, the milk, the egg, and lastly, we add in the yogurt. Then we whisk it all together. Now we put in the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients and we mix it together.
So it's integral that we put it in by parts because we don't want lumps to form.
To make the cake tie-dye, we have to split the batter into 3 parts. After splitting the batter into 3 parts, you can choose whatever colors you want to dye the different parts. Spoon the batter into the pan, alternating the colors and making sure different colors are dispersed throughout the cake. The cake is ready to go into the oven.
Let's find out how long we have to wait for the cake to cool before we can frost it without the frosting melting.
Now we can use Newton's law of cooling to figure that out. Here are the givens. Now we can frost the cake. In order to frost a heart on the cake, we can use the arc length formula for polar coordinates to find how much frosting we're going to need. We used the fact that x equals r cos theta and y equals r sine theta, and then we found dx d theta and dy d theta. The arc will be 8 units long. We had 3 cubic units of pink frosting left over, so now we're going to see if we can fill in the heart using the formula for area of a polar cone. Once we integrate by hand, we see we don't have enough frosting to fill in the heart. Now we get our finished cake. I only like to eat blue cake, so we're going to find the area of only the blue portion. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode.